Hi, this is a demo of AC modules for VCV Rack. The first module is Ov3rCross, a 3-band CV and trigger crossover. Ov3rCross takes a CV and trigger input and routes them out to one of 3 different outputs. In this setup, we have 3 different oscillators, an LFO, and a fixed CV generator alongside Ov3rCross. Let's see how this module works. We'll start by just hooking up a trigger. You'll see the middle bar in Ov3rCross starts jumping around. This is a visual of the incoming CV voltage. Since we don't have a CV input connected, Ov3rCross generates random CV values at each trigger, like a sample and hold module. You can also see 2 cutoff points, a low and a high, creating 3 CV zones. As the CV value changes, which zone the CV is on each trigger determines which output it will send that CV and trigger to. Low, mid, or high. Now we'll hook up each zone's outputs to the 3 oscillators and hear how this sounds. Both cutoff points are adjustable, down to -5 volts on the low end, all the way up to 10 volts on the high end. Adjusting these parameters determines the probability of each zone being triggered by the random CV. The random CV can be adjusted between different configurations using the context menu. But the control voltage does not have to be random. We can use a modulation source, like an LFO. With the CV input connected, each trigger still selects which output to route to based on the CV value, but the CV stays active. It is no longer sample and held. We can hear this better if we turn off one of the pitch quantizers. That's better. If we want that sample and hold functionality, we can turn it on in the context menu. Now the CV is sampled when the trigger hits. Now, we aren't limited to outputting just the CV we generate or what we send to the CV input. We can use these to select a zone but output a different CV via the CV through input. Here, we'll hook up a fixed CV generator to the through. Now the CV through input is being routed to the appropriate zone based on the LFO CV input at the time of a trigger. It's worth noting that we do not sample and hold the CV coming into the through jack. And that, in a nutshell, is Ov3rCross.